Hi everyone, and welcome to the big game. I'm Eric Brignac alongside Brendon Smith, and tonight we'll give you a preview of the Lions' upcoming baseball season.
We'll also check and see if the Pelicans are still soaring through the Western Conference standings.
But first, let's see where the Lady Lions basketball team stand in the Southland Conference. The Lady Lions basketball team is looking to repeat another successful trip to the Southland Tournament as they enter the 2023-2024 season as preseason favorites to win the conference. Did the Lady Lions exceed expectations so far? Big Game reporter Kendrick Allen gives us the report.
Starting the season, the Lady Lions seemed like they couldn't get into a steady groove, losing all but 4 of their 11 initial games. However, as the season enters the home stretch, the only foes left on the schedule are Southland Conference teams, as many of them contend for a higher spot in the approaching conference tournament. As of right now, the Lady Lions are in a fierce battle to hold on to their dominance within the Southland, after being projected to extend their reign as conference champions under 6-year head coach Ayla Gazzardo. According to Haley Geritano, the key to repeat is their defense.
Always defense. We pride ourselves on our defense, and I think right now with this team, we're new. Last year, the team that won, we played together for like 3 years, so we're new. Getting that team chemistry and playing together is going to be key.
Thanks to this staggering defense, the Lions seem all but ready to get another shot in the NCAA tournament in March, after getting a very small taste of it last season, being knocked out in the first round by eventual runner-up Iowa.
It would definitely mean a lot, especially for our 5th years, because this is our last time, so we want to go back and have that same moment. And then for the newcomers, we want them to experience that because, we talk about it all the time, but they won't know until they're actually there.
Before the team can begin to believe in another March run, though, they must finish business in the regular season. And with players like Jalencia Pierre, who was recently crowned Player of the Week in the conference, they feel ready for whatever comes their way.
Confident because of last year, we had a good team. This year we got an amazing team. We got a chance to run the rest of the table and finish conference tournament and get a ring.
As of right now, the Lady Lions hold their fate for the rest of the season. They're currently in a 3-way tie with both Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Lamar for the top spot in the conference. Only the top 2 teams within the Southland are going to gain double byes that send them straight to the semifinals in the conference tournament at the end of the season. So what needs to be done for the Lady Lions is simple. They need to keep winning. For the big game, I'm Kendrick Allen.
On the men's side of Lions basketball, the team had a season-high scoring night last Monday when the team defeated the Houston Christian Huskies with a final score of 80-58. Nick Caldwell and Roger McFarland both hit the 20-point mark, while Brody Robury grabbed a career-best number of rebounds and notched a double-double alongside Roscoe Eastman. The Lions currently rank 5th in the conference, and with 10 games left in the schedule, the team will return back to the University Center this Saturday to host McNeese to wrap up their season series. The game starts at 3:30 p.m. and will be streamed live on ESPN+. Fans attending the game are encouraged to wear pink, honoring those who battled or are still battling breast cancer. The Pink Out game will honor breast cancer survivors at halftime.
After finishing the 2023 season with a .500 record and missing the Southland Conference Tournament for the first time since 2007, the Lions baseball team hired Bobby Barbier from Northwestern State University to mark the start of a new beginning for Southeastern baseball. I was there to get a sneak peek preview of the new-look Lions. It's a new era for Southeastern baseball as a change in management and chemistry grabbed the attention of the players.
I think I spent a lot of time with them. Just kind of getting to know each other and having more of like a solid player-coach relationship, so it's been fun.
Former Northwestern State head coach Bobby Barbier was hired back in June 2023 after athletic director J.R. Teagues dismissed former coach Matt Reiser in hopes to take the Lions baseball to the next level.
Jay and I have known each other for a long time, so I guess I kind of knew genuinely what he expected, and hopefully or thankfully he saw that in me, and us and the staff that I brought in. I think that he's done a great job of giving us everything we need to be successful, and our administration has done great.
After leaving the Demons, Coach Barbier brought in a new coaching staff that's working around the clock to bring a new philosophy of baseball to Hammond, America.
We play a different brand of baseball than they're used to playing here, so the players have done a great job of getting used to that, of accommodating us, you know, and of welcoming us. I think that's key in a transition.
With new personnel in place, along with 20 new recruits, 6 being transfers, has the Lions set up on building the foundation for the program that can compete for years to come.
They're excited too, just like the new player. I mean, it's changed for them. Well, a lot of guys coming from a long ways away, you know, and a couple guys getting back into baseball again, you know, which is always exciting. So I'm very, very fortunate to have them.
With a new point in history about to begin, a lot of excitement is brewing, and the team strives to make the city proud after being named the host site for this year's Southland Conference Tournament.
For our team, it's an advantage. There's no doubt there's an advantage to playing the tournament here. But for Hammond, you know, the revenue that we're going to bring in, the vision that our administration had when they bid on it and had a chance to win that bid, it'll be great for our town. It'll be great for our fans. Hopefully it's after a great season.
With 17 years of experience, first-class skills in player development, and a competitor's mentality, check all the boxes for what JR Teagues and Lions Nation have been looking for to take the helm. It's a new age for Lions baseball, as Southeastern will be facing the Tarleton State Texans on February 16th for opening weekend. This is Eric Brignac reporting for The Big Game.
A year after setting a new single-season school record with 47 victories, the Lady Lions softball team is preparing for their season opener at the Mardi Gras Mambo on February 9th through the 11th. The Lady Lions will return 13 letter winners, including 8 positional starters from its record-setting season. Coach Rick Freeman says that the team is very excited to be back at it together and hopes to continue their winning success into the playoffs.
And hitter of the year as well. So she represented this program on a large stage. We're glad to have her back. She is a leader. She does a great job behind the plate, but mainly she brings a lot of intensity and energy to the program and to the lineup. There's high expectations and standards.
Coming off an unexpected 3-8 record in 2023, the Lions football team is already getting prepared to contend for their second Southland title in 3 years. With 7 stars returning on offense and 5 on defense, despite losing longtime offensive coordinator Greg Stevens, Coach Frank Selfo thinks his son Anthony will be able to get the job done.
Yeah, well, he's been in our system, so he's familiar with our players a great deal, right? And Anthony's really played at a high level in football and baseball, so his competitive level is extremely high. He's a heck of a football coach that relates to our players. Really exciting to see where he takes this thing.
Coming up after the break, we'll recap the Saints' 2023 season and check in on how the Pelicans are performing in their division. The Big Game will be right back.
Watching it isn't the same as doing it. Maybe it's time to go outside.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to The Big Game. The New Orleans Saints entered the 2023 season as favorites to win the NFC South, but the team had faced many concerning problems. Despite having a defense that ranked 4th in takeaways, the offense struggled early in the season. Though they would win 4 of their last 5 games of the season, it wasn't enough to make the playoffs, as the Saints would finish the season with a 9-8 record, a 2-game improvement from the 2022 season.
The NFL playoffs had many spectacular matchups, but in the end, there were only 2. As the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers are set to face off at Super Bowl 58, Jules Dormain has more on this upcoming matchup.
With Super Bowl 58 coming closer, the NFC and AFC champions have been crowned. The Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers will represent the AFC and NFC respectively. This matchup is one that we have seen before, as these teams met up just 4 years ago in Super Bowl 54. Each of these teams have seen some changes since their last meeting. Kansas City still leans on their star quarterback and tight end duo, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
I mean, of course, Travis ran the wrong route, and he ended up getting the football. No, the offensive line did a great job protecting, and then Travis just worked his way to get open, and when he's one-on-one, I give him a chance, and I threw the ball, and he made a heck of a catch.
However, some notable departures since Super Bowl 54 included superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill and Louisiana's own Tyrann Mathieu. Despite the changes Kansas City has seen, this will be their 4th Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 years.
There are no games off. There's no light opponent. You've got to bring it every week. And so, again, to be in this position, that tells you a little bit something about the mental makeup of this football team.
Whether you love them or hate them, the Chiefs have solidified themselves as a juggernaut in this league. So much so that pop star Taylor Swift is expected to join the Chiefs in the stands of the Super Bowl to support her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, there's some new faces, including MVP candidate running back Christian McCaffrey and former Kansas City Chief defensive back Charvarius Ward. However, possibly the biggest story is quarterback Brock Purdy. Purdy was selected with the final pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, taking on the infamous Mr. Irrelevant nickname. However, Brock Purdy has been anything but irrelevant in the NFL.
I've never been the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, or any of that. I feel like I've always sort of had to fight for what I get and work for what I get, but God's always given me an opportunity.
In his first season as a full-time starter, Purdy finished the season as an MVP candidate and the #1 seed in his conference. In the playoffs, he continued to excel and now has brought San Francisco back to the Super Bowl. Who will win this rematch of Super Bowl 54? Will Mr. Irrelevant perform on the biggest stage? Will Chiefs fans and Swifties alike rejoice in a Kansas City victory? These questions will be answered on the gridiron Sunday, February 11th. Reporting for the big game, I'm Jules Dormain.
With the Saints season over, all attention is on the other New Orleans team. I give you an exclusive look on how the team has started their season. The Pelicans have been on a roll as of late, winning games and breaking records. In fact, 3 of the top 5 Pelicans franchise games with the most three-pointers made have all come from within the season. They have also shattered the record for most points scored in a game with a dominating 153-point win over the Utah Jazz. And with a near win total of around 30 games before All-Star break, the Pelicans are cementing themselves as one of the best teams in basketball this season, currently standing at 7 in a crowded and stacked Western Conference. This is also the first time since 2007-2008 that the Pelicans were top 10 in both offense and defensive rating. Last time they achieved this feat, they won 56 games and made it to the second round of the playoffs. Will we see this kind of basketball again in the Big Easy this season? People like head coach Willie Green certainly seem to think so.
It's a credit to our guys. They're buying into it, we're showing it, and they see the results. And that's the biggest thing, is when you get results early, when they see the difference, and when we shoot threes and when we make them, it's hard for teams to stay in games with us.
A main reason for the success of the Pels this season is a staunch defense-first roster led by guys like Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, Najee Marshall, and Dyson Daniels, not to mention the added benefit of the health of Zion Williamson, with the Duke power forward playing in 37 of the 46 games the Pels have played. Alongside his reliable co-stars in Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, all 3 of those guys have all at one point averaged at least 20 points per game together this season, making them the first trio in the NBA to do so. So far, the season has been a success, but with the season still young, the Pelicans need to stay healthy if they want any chance of making an impact in the playoffs. These past couple games without Zion against these tough teams in the NBA like the Thunder and Bucks have shown us that the Pels can't get by without their best player. Ultimately, it is going to be the responsibility of the medical and training staff to keep these players from getting too banged up before the start of the playoffs. Reporting for the big game, I'm Brendon Smith.
We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to wrap this show up with some predictions for the Super Bowl. Don't go anywhere.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I am a 16-year-old boy who just got my first job to help feed my little sisters.
I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew they were hungry.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
History is not always something we can see or touch. What they encountered horrified them. One of the most diabolical crimes in Louisiana history.
There's no way this is real.
Welcome back to the big game. Many sports fans and non-sports fans gathered together to watch one of the biggest events of the year, the Super Bowl. Whether to watch the game or to watch halftime, the event brings in tens of millions of viewers, and this year's matchup is another exciting one. Big game reporter Carson Freyu went around campus and asked students for their opinions on which team will win the big game.
The 49ers, because I think they have a better team.
Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl and why?
I think the Chiefs, because Taylor Swift.
So I think the 49ers are going to win. I think they're playing very well. It's hard to root against the Chiefs, right? They've been there before, but I think this is the 49ers' year.
Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl and why?
Oh, I don't know anything about football. I'm just watching for Taylor Swift.
You serious?
Yeah. I honestly don't really know, but I know the Chiefs are playing, so I'll probably just watch for Taylor Swift. So probably the Chiefs, I guess.
Just Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Kansas City. And why? They always win.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl because the Chiefs have been winning the Super Bowl for like last 2 years with Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs have really good offense and defense. They could probably take down Brock Purdy and the Niners.
I think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl because we don't want another Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
No, we don't. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl and why?
I'm just here for Taylor Swift.
Another one.
I hope the 49ers win, but the Chiefs will probably win.
I'm going to go with the 49ers because it's the opposite of who he thinks is going to win.
Definitely the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift. She kind of gives them really good luck, you know, every game. So.
Big impact on and off the field, huh?
Absolutely. I mean.
You think she's going to score the last touchdown?
Yeah, without a doubt.
MVP?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you have it, folks. More people are interested in watching Taylor Swift than the actual game. However, for us sports fans, I personally believe Brock Purdy is going to get the win over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs because he's got George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, a very underrated offensive line. It's going to be a shootout, but the 49ers are going to go over the top. I think the final score is going to be 31-28. Brendon, Eric, who do you guys have?
Thanks, Carson. Well, Brendon, for me, I'm really enjoying the headline that the 49ers have been putting out, and this comes to show it doesn't matter where you get picked in the draft as long as you continue to produce. And Brock Purdy has shown that with the weapons he's been working with Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle. Along with, he's been supported with great protection in the pocket with his offensive line that's led by Trent Williams. And also, in turn, they have a top 5 defense in terms of turnover differential. With that, and despite never giving up mentality that they have, they were able to overcome a 24-7 deficit versus the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. I think they'll continue to bring that fire in their hearts and the spirit in their blood, and they're going to roll out and win their 6th Super Bowl in franchise history.
I completely agree, Eric. You also forgot to mention Deebo Samuel, who's one of Brock Purdy's best weapons. And not to mention that, but the defense, who can be a quarterback's best friend. I really think that this is going to be a hard-fought defensive game, although it's going to have its share of offense too. I ultimately have the 49ers. They look stacked on just about every single position on the field, both offense and defense, and I think it's just going to be too much for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm with you on that one. And yes, Patrick Mahomes continues to put up good numbers, but yet again, like, what other weapons he has other than, like, Rashee Rice in addition to Travis Kelce? Like, who's, like, that next receiver who's going to be able to step up? I know Pacheco in the backfield has been very productive all year, but who's next?
There really isn't much options left. It's really next man up. Kadarius Toney will likely have to step up big time for the Super Bowl. He was inactive last week for whatever reason we don't know. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he might have to step up for the Super Bowl, but Travis Kelce can't do it all. And then Isaiah Pacheco, like you said, he's a really good receiving back. I feel like he should be able to step up for this big game.
I'm with you on that one. Well, we won't know until the big game goes on and airs for all of us around the United States come on February the 11th.
Oh, yeah, it should be great viewership, that's for sure.
Oh, especially with Taylor Swift going to be in the house, you already know you're going to get a skyrocket, and all the Swifties going to be turned into that game, not only just for Kelce, but, of course, to see her girl in the stands cheering on her boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, it's gotta break Super Bowl viewership records, obviously. There's going to be a bunch of fans of the game of football that have never tuned into a football game before. And I think that is just going to be coming in droves, and I think it will absolutely shatter the viewership record for the Super Bowl.
Well, we're going to wait and see. That'll do it for this episode of The Big Game. For more information on the Lions Athletics, visit www.lionsports.net. And for more of us here at The Big Game, visit thesoutheasternchannel.com. So, for Brendon Smith and the entire Big Game crew, I'm Eric Brignac. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.